Hey, everybody. Guess what? Guess who's on the show and hasn't been here in about a month? That wonderful, exciting, good friend of mine. What's his name, Champers? Oh, Lewis Mabee. He's on the show. Stay tuned. Here we go.
Now shut up. The show's starting.
Hey, everybody. I can tell it's going to be a fun show today. And guess what happened? Champers decided to hop in my lap before the show came on. He never does this. He's like sitting over here going, Dad, I want to come and sit in your lap. But anyway, you all love him. You've been asking where he's been for the past month. Oh, have we got stories to share? Anyway, he is my friend of many, many years. I just have to cut a tree off and count the circles to see how long we've been friends. But put your hands together and welcome psychic medium, the gifted intuitive, my friend, Lewis Mabee. Hey, Lewis.
Hello, I'm back. How are you?
Oh, my goodness. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hey,
I was
reading
Look
the
at everybody
comments
coming
before.
in.
I want to say hi, Angela. How's Australia today? Where's
There
New
we
Zealand?
go. Oh, my God. Let's see. There's Tammy. Let me go back up here.
Tammy, Nikki, Deborah, Pam, Rowan. Hi, Richard.
It's everybody, from
Everyone's
Nikki,
coming in.
Pam, they're all there. Rowan, oh wow, look at them, and they're all coming in from Esther Goldberg TV mainly, and the Paul Lynde Show. Hey, everybody that's tuning in, if you're on the Paul Lynde website, because we broadcast through all these different platforms. So I'm on Esther Goldberg TV. Politics is a Drag. Esther Goldberg, Paul Lynde, he's in there, and I'm the guy that plays Paul Lynde, and I have my show, and each Sunday we have Sunday Afternoons with Michael, and we have incredible guests, and today is my good friend Lewis Mabee, who is one of the most incredible, gifted psychic mediums, intuitives. It's just amazing, and we're gonna ask Lewis today about. Oh, there we are. Everybody said Lewis, love him. Hi, Champers. Randy here. There we go.
Randy.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm just trying to put everybody. See.
Oh, Diane. Oh my gosh. Happy retirement, Diane.
Oh my God, Diane. Hey. Oh, look at this. Lewis is so happy you're on today's show. But anyway, so where have you been, Lewis?
I've been kind of taking a sabbatical. I've been really busy with work, doing a lot of things, but I was kind of taking a sabbatical from social media, especially Instagram, because I was impersonated about a month ago now, and it just like this impersonator was impersonating me and asking people for money, and we're telling them that they would get an instant reading.
Right. He had basically kind of, what do they call it? It's not ghosted. Is it ghosting you?
I think it's
No,
ghosting. Yeah, it's ghosting.
Ghosting. So he basically was pretending he was you, created a profile, changed, added a decimal in there, a period
between my names,
and was sending people going, "Hi, this is Lewis. Money, 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 money," and people were actually doing that, and you just go, "Wow."
And I never, ever, ever DM anyone saying, "Do you want a reading?"
Right.
Nor would I even request money. And unfortunately, my services are not. $88 is what was being asked from people.
Oh my God, $88.
$88, and it was like to an account of someone from Nigeria.
Oh my God, $88. That sounds like, what was that in? What was the Gypsy? $88, Dad. You think we're going to go to Hollywood for $88?
Yeah.
What was that song? Liza Minnelli. They all sang it in Gypsy. Oh, Miss Cleo is back from the dead.
She sure is, Nikki.
Let's see. Oh, and you know what? Deborah said this is happening to all the
astrologers.
It is.
Everyone's getting hit. In fact, I think Sloan was even hit before me.
Right.
And so but it just left a really bad taste in my mouth because, with every reputable psychic medium astrologer, we build our business basically through word of mouth.
Right. And your incredible not profile. What's the word I'm going to use? Blah, 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 blah. It's your reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
And there we go.
I'm very
Tammy,
protective of how I built my business.
Right. So, so most people, if they have some semblance of common sense, they will know that it's fake. You know what I mean? But yesterday, Lewis and I had a conversation, and we were talking, and I said, let me look it up. And we've realized that the Instagram profile was gone. So that was.
But I never got any notification about that. In fact, the last notification that I got was that Facebook and Meta, who Meta is now Facebook and Instagram, they weren't going to do anything because it didn't violate their community guidelines.
I know.
So I'm like, well, if you're not going to do anything, then I'm not going to do anything. Because
you needed to have everybody, you get everybody you can to go on and go, they're impersonating.
And that, and I had a lot of great people. In fact, everyone on that follows me, they were messaging me going, is this you? And I go, no, it's impersonator. And so I said, can you please report and block them? And that's what they did. So thank you everyone for knowing that it was a scam and still willing to follow me and all that sort of good stuff. So, And then when I get back from my vacation, I'm going to London. I'm going to the UK in 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
So at the end of July, when I return, I'm going to start doing the YouTube videos as well. And we talked about piggybacking off of each other.
Yes. So what's going to happen, people, is I will do a show like this, like we normally do on Sundays, and it'll be a shorter show for me. But what I want to do is build Lewis's audience. So we'll start here, and I'll say, everybody, go over to Lewis. Will sign off, and I go over to Lewis's, and he's there waiting for you. Bam. And then Lewis is all set up and ready to go. So, that's what Sloan did for me. I everybody helps everybody.
It's paying it forward. Michael and I are part, which Michael created on Facebook. We're part of a little community of a lot of us are
gifted psychic mediums and astrologers and tarot
we all
readers.
Kind of kibitz back and forth every once in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you'll have plenty of time to figure it all out, but it's just that it will. There it is. Gwen will be there, and Karen F will be there. But it's just one of those things that you want to, Lewis needs to build so he too can become a YouTube partner like I am. It's like if you all notice on the YouTube, for instance, like you can tip Lewis if Lewis is giving you great comments. Once we get him to that point where he has X number of hours. They want you to have, 10,000, no, 4,000
hours, 4,000 subscribers and 10,000 hours.
You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours to be able to become a YouTube partner. And then when you become a YouTube partner like me, then you can actually make money. So it's like, like when you all tip me, you'll go over to the chat and YouTube and you'll click on the dollar sign or the happy sign, and people go in and they go, oh, here's $5, here's $10, here's $20, and you've seen our girlfriend Sloan does really well. And, but that's how we are able to survive and pay for things. For instance, I have to pay for my StreamYard every month. I have to pay for my Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
Just StreamYard and Adobe Premiere is $100.
Yeah.
But I have to pay for it out a month. And I have to pay for it out of my pocket, but it's okay because I'm enjoying doing this and I'm now a partner. So some of the stuff that comes in from you guys helps do that. So let's talk about what's happening in the world. I guess the big thing that's happening, Lewis, people would love to get your opinion on, is have you been following everything here in the States with the craziness of the January 6th insurrection?
Somewhat.
I mean, a lot of the truth is coming out, of things that are going on. Also, the gun laws there, your gun laws are stricter than ours. Am I correct?
Yeah, I believe, and help me out, Canadian people. I believe most assault weapons are illegal here. So, or the automatic weapons are illegal here. I know they're still coming across the border, but yeah, we definitely have stricter gun laws. Unfortunately for us, it's stabbings. That's typically the number one for Canada. So,
so I see things coming. Irina said, yes, a lot of YouTubers with commonality help each other get known by recommending their channels. I just watched it happen with the law nerds during the Depp trials. Yeah, because the Johnny Depp trial. What was that? Did you watch any of that, Lewis?
No, but I was able to get the highlights, and I'm like, what planet is misheard from.
I thought maybe he wanted to leave. He's back up again. Sorry.
and so it's just amazing what's in her head,
right,
and what is so much about reality versus what she wants to paint her narrative. And I do not want to take away any kind of domestic abuse whatsoever, because it's wrong on any level.
Right, on any level. But
unfortunately, and this isn't obviously a popular point of view, but there is also domestic abuse towards in a spousal situation, from a woman to a male. So, and I'm not saying that I think, two wrongs don't make a right, and neither one of them were angels, but I feel like what I've seen of the trial through clips and highlights, she's not
crazy.
Yeah.
She's one taco short of a combination plate.
True that.
Is there. But I read where Johnny Depp was going to not take her $7 million or with the $10 million. He was going to drop the $10 million just to let her get the heck out.
And that's what Johnny doesn't need the money. In fact, he was going to donate the money, whatever he won, to charity anyway. So, and then apparently she said she was going to donate the money that she won in the previous trial.
Yeah, she won, and her divorce settlement was $7 million.
Right.
And so she was going to give. No, there was something that Johnny had given her $7 million, so she was going to take that $7 million and give it to charity, and she never did, because she has to pay for those lawyers aren't cheap. She has
no, for sure not.
And it's really silly that she's going to file for an appeal, because it isn't going to work.
Right. But that's what narcissistic people are.
Right.
They believe in their own story.
Right.
And so they don't believe they're wrong.
Somebody pledged.
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. They were both in performance mode. I think Johnny Depp is really skilled at playing Johnny Depp. And so you got Pirates of the Caribbean throughout his
trial. Yeah, he was just sitting there. I mean, it was very funny. But I think I have a feeling Johnny Depp is going to pull a Robert Downey Jr.
100%.
And for those of you that remember Robert Downey Jr., if you remember, Robert Downey Jr. got put in prison for a year. His life was so low and so bad. I mean, from his drug addiction and everything, he went to prison for a year, and he got out. And what did he do? He cleaned his act up, lost weight, got sober, and then he became Iron Man, and everything he's touched has made money.
And now what he makes, $30 million a film?
Well, I mean, I think the back end on Iron Man, he got like,
and then the back end.
When you get the back end. But the thing is, he changed his life. And I have a feeling, I just feel it, that Johnny Depp is going to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
He's going to wake up and realize, he's going to lose the weight. He's going to lose the puffiness.
Yeah.
And
I think with someone said, what about Amber? I think Amber's going to have her 15 minutes of fame after or pre-trial. And then she just won't, no one's going to want to work with her.
Somebody said that little dog pulls at my heartstrings. I know. He does it to everybody.
Yeah.
And he won't. I just tried to put him down. He decided no, he wanted to sit here. And well, if he sees Lewis, lots of times he's sleeping when Lewis and I are FaceTiming and talking. But when he wakes up, he wants to come sit in my lap. And he knows Lewis's voice from coming here to stay at my home and stuff. And anyway. So for some reason today, he decided he wanted to be here for the whole show.
Yeah, he normally comes near the end of the show.
Right. Or if you and I are talking.
Right.
But,
hey, Jazz, welcome for the first time to our little chit chat. Jazz Allen.
Hey, Jazz Allen, where are you? There you are. Let's bring him up. Shit, he gets moving. There you go, Jazz Allen. Oh, hey, girl, what are you doing? Is Jazz a girl? I can't tell. I think so. It's hard to tell. Long hair, but whoever it is, you're very attractive. Thank you so much. And someone said, oh God, hold on. Let me go.
You need to get rid of that one.
Block user. He's back there.
And Nikki, I can't remember anything that I actually saw her in. And maybe that's just because but I don't remember. I would have to Google whatever film she's been in. But although I haven't watched all the Pirates, I think that's where they met, is through the Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, it was oh shit, hold on. I forgot to turn my sound off on my phone. Hold on 1 second. It was Jose who was talking about it. Just was texting from bada bada boom.
The Rum Diaries. Okay, yeah.
There it is. Sorry, I had to turn off the sound. I forgot my phone is connected to the board. So if somebody were to call in, I can talk to them. My first time here. Hold on. What did he say?
Randy.
My first time here. You can call me girl. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Randy. I was looking. It was Jazz, and I couldn't tell because her icon is so small. But I couldn't tell if it was a pretty girl with long hair. Oh God!
I can see YouTube icons, but I can't see Facebook icons.
Okay, Josie Starr came back with the fart guy again. Block user. They're just hysterical, aren't they? Funny. Right? Josie Starr. He keeps changing his name. He was something else a minute ago, and he's obviously the person is consumed with farts.
Yes. Just normally makes an appearance on the shows at least once. And
Lewis, by the way, has a house guest who's visiting, and so if you see him glancing over, I think is your house guest getting ready to leave soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm giving directions of where things are with my eyes.
I just thought you had astigmatism. So if you wonder why Lewis is doing this, it's because he's trying to tell his house guest where to go. So it was pretty funny because I knew this. Let's see. She was a subpar actress. Okay, here we go. So, okay.
So there is one thing I want to do a prediction for.
What's that?
And this is going to Ukraine. So
oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. I didn't mean to hit that.
The crescendo came first. So in a couple of months, there's going to be this huge shift of power between the Ukraine-Russian war, and Ukraine is going to start to put their everything together, and they've had many revolts and many wins, right, and all that sort of thing, but there is going to be a shift where there's going to be
Putin in his place.
Power shift.
Good for Ukraine.
Good for Ukraine.
Yeah, because we opened our embassy in Kiev.
Did you really?
The United States reopened their embassy in Kiev.
States, yeah.
And I was like,
Hi, Presh.
Who's that? Presh. Hey, Presh Pandey. I'm sure the fart person will be back at any moment now when they come up with another. It just makes me. Oh, God. Here we go. There we go. More fart people. There we go. What is it with the fart people today? I don't get it. It's like weird. Delete the comment.
And you just wonder why.
I guess these people search people's shows and decide just to go in and
why not?
But I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So it's crazy. Lewis, if you need to step aside for a second, I can pull you down. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Everything's good.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so there's gonna be a nice shift coming for the, nearing the end of summer, for Ukraine. And I like that because it to me, the energy reads revenge. And so with that type of energy, now, if it's a personal revenge, it's a different energy on it. But yes, Putin will be eliminated.
Well, everybody's eliminated at some point.
Right. But no, Putin will be eliminated by his own people.
Do you realize that there was already an attempt on his life?
Yeah, well, I would.
They kept it quiet, but there was an attempt on his life. Somebody tried to take him out. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. But Julie Craig, not interested. Okay, whatever.
Fart, I think. I don't know.
Julie, you're not interested in the fart, or are you just not interested in the show? Or you just decided to type not interested? I don't know where that came from. How about the U.S. economy this year? Oh my God.
Okay, there's gonna be a lot of. Everyone needs to watch your spending,
right?
Because there's going to be was it back in the late 80s when there was the huge economic?
Yeah, there was one in the 80s, and then of course there was one in 2007,
Yeah.
2008.
Well,
big crash.
the 80s it's gonna resemble the 80s again.
Yeah, the 80s had a big one, and that was during the Reagan thing, and it was a savings and loan thing that happened with all the savings and loans, and the same thing that happened with the housing market that happened in
And
2007.
the housing market's starting to do that now,
What?
at least in Canada, where new houses on the market for sale have depreciated like between 15 and 30% already.
See, that hasn't happened here. What's happened here is the interest rate has gone up.
And and the Bank of Canada has raised the interest rate here as well. And apparently they're going to raise it 2 or 3 more times in the next 2 years.
I mean, what happened was it was like, I guess you could get a house with like a less than 2% interest rate.
Oh, I think we have that at least 10 or 15 now.
But now it's up to 6% here, up to 5 and 6%, but it could go up more. Stagflation in the 80s is what Richard was saying. Yeah,
for sure.
But, I was who was I having this discussion with yesterday? One of my political pundits in Washington, and we were just talking about, I believe that I know this may sound crazy, but I hope Biden decides not to run.
Yes,
because he's too old.
He's too old.
Biden's purpose was to get the orange troll out of the White House and win. Yeah. And if I had any, I would love Mayor Pete and Camilla to run. Yeah. Biden hasn't let Camilla do her thing.
No, she's been in the background far too much now. And I've said this to you before.
Right.
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to carry out his entire term.
You said that anything could happen.
Right. And which would mean that she would become the president.
Mm-hmm. Which could happen.
Yeah.
But no, I believe what's happened is we've got to get rid, and I'm not an ageism person, but we've got to get rid of these old farts who are just that have been in our. I don't know what it's like in Canada, but here we've got people that are 90 years old.
Yeah,
that have been there for 100 years.
Fortunately for us, we have the prime minister, which is in his 40s, maybe Trudeau,
but he's young.
He's young
compared to these idiots here. They can't even turn on a laptop.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Oh, here we go. Farts are back.
Triple Crown. Does Lewis see it? Yes. So with viruses, get used to COVID being like the flu. There's gonna be COVID every year, and it's gonna be treated more like flu. So it's gonna be a little bit more not specialized. It's gonna be a little bit more targeted, like how you get
the flu. We have a different flu virus. We have a new
that's why
vaccine every year.
Right. And so you're going to be able to get your flu shot, and you're going to be able to get your COVID shot. And I think the way that it's going to happen, just the way it looks to me, is that they're going to do exactly what they do with the flu. There's 10 strands of flu virus going around. They're going to pick 4 that they think is going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be doing is it going to be Omicron? Is it going to be this variant, that variant, and they're going to try to manipulate and again pick 2 or 3 strands.
Mm-hmm.
and like, for example, AstraZeneca or Moderna, they're going to get one of the strand virus or vaccines, and that's what they'll do, sort of thing. So.
Somebody asked, Randy goes, will Biden die? I don't think Biden's going to die.
I don't think he's going to die.
I think he's going to either.
I've said this, and even though there's not much evidence, he has memory issues and memory issues. And I feel like he's very well prepared by the people around him.
Right.
He doesn't do well even reading the prompter anymore.
Oh, well, the other day I wrote a thing on Facebook. You weren't on, but I go, Biden, stop it. He was doing this whole thing on inflation, and he gets so wordy and carries on and carries on and carries on. And it's like, I'm going, he's losing. He needs to come on, make his point, and get the hell off.
Yeah.
And he just goes on. But he's always been known for that.
Yes.
And hold on. Somebody just asked about Canada. Is Pierre going to win the Conservative race in September?
I hope not.
Is he that bad?
God.
I thought he was like the big hit there. I thought he was like your big savior.
No, he's the how do I want to say? He's the new pusher.
Uh-huh.
And so he's the one that wants an agenda.
Gotcha.
So if he's aligning, the way he's aligning it is, and not, he's not Trump, and nor does he want to be Trump, but
Right.
he's aligning himself with how to get people to vote for him.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but
You're just having, what is this?
I would be very cautious about Pierre. So
Interesting. I mean, because he got along so well with Obama and everything.
oh God, yeah. But
But
there's an agenda behind him, and
Right.
and no one's seen the agenda yet. All politicians have an agenda. I get that, but this is an agenda of how he wants things, and not just on that level of I want to be in control.
Wow. This fart person who's consumed with farts is just he doesn't stop. He's non-stop going. Oh my God, he keeps changing his name.
Crash, like Europe is still going to be a little bit bombarded with.
You're talking about the virus?
The virus, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be it's going to be treated like the flu, and you're going to be deciding if you want to be inoculated or not.
Right.
So
yeah, and that's what's the way it is now. The people who are getting the sickest are the people that haven't gotten the vaccination.
Right.
Hey, basically.
Right.
People are still going to get sick.
Yep.
You just won't die as quickly. Angela is asking about
so good news for New Zealand. When New Zealand, the first wave, Angela, where they basically eradicated the virus, that to me is New Zealand's going to tighten everything up again, and it's like the Pied Piper from Ireland, and taking all the snakes off the island. So, but it's going to be something where you're going to be very happy to be in New Zealand. Now, that doesn't mean that New Zealand's going to go perfect. It just means that they're going to be on top of things, and they're going to, and the government is going to enforce, not enforce, but they're going to do the right things. And I've always really liked this government that you have, Angela. I think they're, for the most part, it's common sense. But I feel like, New Zealand is going to be one of those little places to be, kind of thing.
Now, did you guys celebrate the Jubilee?
Yes.
Okay.
So every Commonwealth country, for the Queen, they, in their capital cities, they lit up I don't think it was a mosaic, but I think it was a lantern, because in England there was a tree of lanterns that had the 52 Commonwealth countries. So each country lit the lantern in the capital city.
I loved the Queen and the fox, that whole thing, the opening where they're having tea in the sandwiches.
Oh, that's Paddington.
Paddington. Was that the most brilliant thing ever? Oh my God. Hold on. I guess people are starting to ask questions now. Gwen Shibley, I don't know if you know her. She's the friend of mine. She and her husband, we went to see a show a couple weeks ago for her birthday. And I don't exactly know what the litigation is, but he's been doing these pain. He's doing these pain things where they're testing some stuff on him right now.
It seems to me like there's something that still needs to come forward, Gwen, with information actually for Tom. And so I feel like before it goes to trial, even though it might look like it's going to trial, before it goes to trial, there's something to do with this information coming forward, and it helps his case so that it can get settled before it goes to trial. But it's going to be like the 11th hour, the 58th minute kind of thing. So I think 2030 or 2023 is her year.
I think that also, I don't think they're ever going to let the monarchy go. It makes too much money for
Oh yeah, like
It makes too
the
much money.
monarchy is like $1 billion industry.
Industry.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't stand Camilla. I just don't like her. I just don't like her. As Joan Rivers used to say, oh, grow up, Camilla. She looks like a horse. Can't we talk? Joan Rivers used to go after her all the time. They're all a bunch of dogs. You go to the palace and yell Duke, Queenie, and Prince and see who shows up. Camilla. They're all dogs.
Yeah.
Very funny. She says, thank you.
You're welcome, Gwen. It'd be very interesting, Richard, because I know Charles' mandate is to shrink the monarchy. So like right now, any male descendant of the monarch gets the title of prince or princess, and so do their offsprings. So he's tightening it up where it's the lineage line of just the future kings or queens that will receive the bigger roles. So he's going to be tightening up the monarchy that way, and that's going to, I believe, save money, I think. But it's fun. The monarchy, I think, is fun.
Right. And it sells, my mother used to call her Horseface. But yeah, it sells papers. People pay attention, and the people love it. The people in London, England, they love having the Queen. Now, what it's going to be like with Horseface Charles is another story, but it's still.
And the current Queen has already said that Camilla will be Queen, because when Camilla and Charles first married,
right,
they had to. The only way that they were allowed to get married in the Church of England,
right,
was that one of the stipulations was Camilla would always remain the Duchess and not a Queen consort.
Right.
But now that time has passed. It's been 15-ish years, 20 years maybe, that the Queen's request is that Camilla becomes Queen.
Okay, so here's something you may know. I don't know about this. So they become King and Queen.
Yep.
King Charles, Queen
Camilla.
Horseface. So say Charles croaks.
Yep.
What happens?
Goes to William.
Oh, it goes to William.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get to sit on that.
When you're a consort, you don't have any monarchical responsibility towards the line of ascension.
So it goes to William.
So it'll go automatically to William, then it'll go to George.
I mean, how old is Charles now?
Charles is 74, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to be, in our lifetime, we could possibly see 3 new monarchs.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think he's 74. I don't think he's 75, but I think he's like 70, 74. So he has the potential of, we can have the potential in our lifetime to see William ascend to the throne.
Oh yeah.
And then Catherine become Queen Catherine.
I think it'll happen. I think Prince and what's his Prince? I think God, I just had a brain fart.
Harry,
not Harry.
Meghan,
not Meghan, but Mary's Meghan.
Oh,
William. I couldn't think of Prince William. I was having a brain fart. No, I think Prince William and his wife. I think they'll make a pretty. They'll bring more. They'll bring the glamour back.
Yes.
I mean, back to the monarchy if they ever get to take over.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
we need. The United States needs a William and a Catherine. They're young, they're on issues, and they support issues.
Right.
They just don't give lip service. They get in, they roll their hands up, or they roll their sleeves up, and they get in.
Right.
And that's what a lot of countries with elderly people in charge need. The elderly need to step aside and make room so that when there's communication, there's no distance of communication.
Right. Well, plus, okay, for instance, like we had a young president with Obama and Michelle and the kids. People love that in this country. Obama would have won a 3rd term if he could have run again.
Oh, right, exactly. Well, look at JFK. He was young.
Right, but he didn't get to make it. Unfortunately, they killed him.
Yep.
Which I keep wondering, why hasn't that happened to Trump?
Listen, Trump's had many assassination attempts.
Oh yeah. But if you've been paying attention to what's happening here, I think Trump's days are numbered. I really do. A lot of people are flipping out. A lot of people are concerned because they're like, he gets away with it. He gets away with it. And I keep telling everybody, and I've mentioned this on the show when you've been on before. It's like, I think we're going to wake up one morning with a whole boatload of indictments.
Yes.
Because the attorney general is crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and he's watching like what's happening with the January 6th committee. Tomorrow is another set of hearings that start at 7 o'clock in the morning, our time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. But, there's just too much going on. And there's the possibility with the state of Georgia where he called up and said, could you find 11,000 votes, and then tried to get the guys to change the votes.
Yep.
Now that's another separate lawsuit. And they are saying that there's the possibility by the end of the month, the state of Georgia could indict him.
That makes sense.
Could indict him, which could start the chain reaction.
Yes.
For everybody else to indict.
Yeah. Because
if he gets indicted and he's accused, he won't be able to run for president.
But that is going to incite even more divide.
Oh, of course.
So it's not going to be for anyone that doesn't like Trump, where it's going to be, yay, we won. It's going to get
He
worse.
created such lies that no matter how, no matter how we want to, how much is the truth, he's created so many lies with these ignorant people who believe him.
Yeah.
Basically, they're ignorant. And it's scary. But I wrote this the other day in an op-ed on my page, and I said, if Merrick Garland indicts him, it doesn't indict him. No, wait. I said, if Merrick Garland indicts him, there's going to be like civil unrest. If he doesn't indict him and lets him get away and he gets elected again, there's going to be civil unrest even more because people are upset. And so, I mean, I just think you've got, what do they call it? You've got to cut the head off the snake.
Oh, yeah.
To start it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, we've got to stop these. What, honey? Come here. She doesn't want to leave me alone. We've got to cut the head off the snake. We've got to end it. Yes, it's going to be not pretty. I don't think we're going to have a civil war like we had in the 1800s where the North and the South were fighting each other with guns. I think it's going to be, we're going to have to get rid of these militias and these crazy people who have these guns. You know what I mean?
Well, I do have a list of states that I would like to join Canada. So,
right. California.
Basically most of the West Coast, and New York and stuff like that. So
Irina, I don't know where this photo is. I don't see it. So honey, I can't tell you. Michael, see my photo. Guess who's sitting next to Melissa Rivers at a book signing I went to. I don't understand what you're saying, Irina. I don't see a picture of anything. Because you're on YouTube, so I don't see anything.
Oh, Richard, you're right. I mean,
right here, Trump is not the problem. It's the system that created and allowed him to flourish. That's the problem.
Think Trump is associated with the problem, and I think that his actions in demeanor incited the problem.
Yeah.
But at the core, you're right, Richard. There has to be a different way of building a system that works on true democracy.
Well, it was also the media.
Yes,
the media followed Trump everywhere he did. They made him the next president.
Right,
because
the media is evil.
Because the media is now for profit. In our country, in the United States, media didn't used to be for profit, so to speak.
Because they were supposed to stay neutral.
They're supposed to stay neutral, and now
we have Fox,
it's all about
MSNBC and
breaking news. The same thing as breaking news for 4 days. I'm like, okay, that's not
and was it you that told me that CNN is dropping the breaking news?
Yes, CNN finally said that they're dropping it, but not MSNBC. I mean, breaking news for one story has been going on for 2 days or 3 days now. But it is what it is.
Yep.
You just want to scream. Let's see. Wow, I didn't know we were going to get into all of this.
I know, right? Someone asked me about gas prices coming down.
Yeah.
There'll be a little bit of fluctuation, but
they'll eventually come down.
They'll come down, but not come down to where we feel comfortable. They'll come down, but again, it's going to be way too much.
Right. And Biden is flying to Saudi Arabia to talk to them,
Yeah. I don't understand why Canada and the US don't work something out, because we have the fracking and you have the oil. And we also have oil too.
Right.
So
it's the climate people. It's the conservationists and polluting the wildlife and the trees and the water. That's what they don't want to do.
Right. But they're doing it somewhere.
Well, they're doing it in the middle of the desert.
Right.
In Dubai, in the middle of nowhere, in Russia.
And they're going, come. And
in Venezuela.
We have to buy our own oil back from us selling it to someone else.
Right. But
it's ridiculous.
Well, see what happened in the United States. We will always have the fart guy.
You know what? Maybe the fart guy can get together a bunch of bottles and we can incorporate on cars that are hybrid.
No, and if you look at the profit from the big oil companies, they're making record profits. Billions and billions. But these old politicians, these old white politicians, are all in the pockets of the big oil company.
Oh my God, Angela, $3.10.
And so here's the other thing. When you're talking about leaders, here's how crazy people are going. Look how cheap it is. There's these rednecks going, do you see how cheap it is? It's $3 a liter. Well, it takes 2 liters to make a gallon, doesn't it?
Right.
It's about
2.3, I think.
2.3. So basically, right.
So right now, Angela's $3.10 a liter. That's $7 a gallon.
Right, with a currency change, and the same thing in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, what's it there?
$2.18 a liter.
A liter, right?
So we're 6 something.
That's once again we go back to Biden, who just for some reason, like you said, I don't think he's senile. I think he has issues, but he needs
Biden is in place to be the chess player. He is setting up the next administration.
Which I hope it will be. There were people griping that he wasn't letting Kamala do stuff. But if Kamala picked I'm telling you, during the last election, and I live with a bunch of Trumpers here in my building, a few of them said they would vote for Mayor Pete. Yeah.
Wow.
The dildo woman, the lady that was selling dildos and everything, she said, and she's the one that said to me, Michael, I don't believe in gay marriage. I don't believe in that. I mean, guys can do whatever they want, but I just don't believe in gay marriage. I'm like, whatever. And she was trying to get me to leave CNN and MSNBC and go listen to Fox because that was the news. I said, nope. But she had said, she goes, I would vote for Mayor Pete. And I just was like, get out of here.
It does make sense. And he's relatable. And he's young.
Yeah. But he needed some experience because he was only a mayor.
He's only a mayor.
Being a secretary. But then again, Obama only had a little experience, as a senator or in the House. I can't remember. But anyway, let's see. Where were we at? So how you doing on time, hon?
I'm good.
Okay. I was going to say, people, if you have any questions, let's get off the politics. And if anybody has anything they want to ask, like what Doug Gwynn did earlier, Lewis will see what he picks up and see what he feels.
Laurie, is Karen, are you looking at something to do with her health more specifically?
Here it is.
Because there's something going on with, like, she needs to do something with her health, but that's just not a physical health situation. It's more like an emotional health situation as well. And it's like she needs to get out of the hole, but it has to be focused on, I'm not saying that she has mental health issues, but she needs to focus on her thought processes to get out of the hole that she's in. So there is a health component, but it's a different way of thinking. So she's a good girl. She's a good girl, but there's something going on where I feel like she's stunting her own growth. As many of us do.
Daddy's trying to do a show.
This is when Chamber wants the attention and wants to go OUT.
My picture's in the circle. Oh, I see what you're talking about. And that circle is very hard. Ouch, he just knocked out my, hold on. Honey, I get it. I know. I do. Daddy's trying to do a show. And I know you want to be. I'm trying to put my things in. Hold on. I'm trying to work here. Okay, I know. I think he has to go out.
Randy, you should have retired like 2 or 3 years ago. So this is a time for you, and stop trying to be everyone's firefighter and nurse and whatever 911 type of scenarios that you love to get into with people for the best intentions. But this is more so about focusing on you and chilling, get a hobby, get rid of your timing, because I feel like you've always were kind of structured on timing for some reason, and just go with the flow. And if you want to watch TV for an extra hour, go ahead. Like I feel like it's like, don't feel like you have to be doing something all the time and be productive. It's more so about learning how to hang out and go with the flow, my friend.
Go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Broken bones, but need to get a job ASAP and try to avoid bankruptcy. Any insight into those? Thanks, Lewis.
What was that? Or was
You're
that?
welcome,
Oh, broken bones. Here we go.
Triple Crown, have you ever thought about doing something with underwriting or copywriting? Something about using words and with or looking or reading a lot of words and editing or adjusting or doing something with that to make it more closer to a narrative that someone's trying to parlay. So I would be looking into that. And I know you don't have any background in that. But it does resonate with you. So
someone said you look like James Corden.
Thanks, Glenn. I think
he wants James Corden's bank account.
Yeah, yes.
If he could look.
Didn't he just resign from the Late Late Show? Yeah.
Well, his contract is up and he's not renewing it.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, because they were trying to find somebody else to replace it. It'll be Esther. See, hold on, Angela. Here come the questions. Did you see this one? Okay.
Family, it's been dragging on too long. Here, it's been just, you know what? For right now, Angela, just ignore it, because they're gonna keep popping things in to delay it even more. Basically, it feels like he's done everything. Jeff's done everything that he can do, and we have to wait for someone to screw up, and someone's gonna screw up, and that's when you're gonna be able to go, aha. So. Yeah, just patience, patience, patience.
Here we go. Debbie, when is my next romance coming? And how do I know? Do I know him already? Will it be somebody new? Thank you. Don't you love those questions?
Deborah, get out of the house. You think that you're doing what you need to do to be in a relationship or find someone new. You're not. And I don't mean you're not trying. You're just not doing enough. And I feel like I want you to shed anything that has to do with what your future mate looks like, does for a living, anything else like that. And please just focus on the intentions. I want my future partner to be in line with my beliefs and is smart, intelligent, funny, handsome to me. There's also something though so that's that, but there's also something from your past that still needs healing. You need to let go of the anger, frustration, and hate that you have towards something that represented some sort of relationship in your past. So, yes.
Okay, Richard had something interesting here. Is it common for old souls to get impatient as they get older?
Hell yes.
I work in an elementary school, but I'm finding the young energy more difficult to maneuver through. Thanks.
You know how many times I want to throat punch people for no reason?
Right.
It's just old souls are because, and we talked about this before, Richard. There's a huge dumping of new souls on this earth because there's going to be a mass exodus of old souls going, I've learned everything I need to learn as a human. I'm not coming back down. So these new souls are, that's why we call it the zombie apocalypse, because these new souls are walking around, head up in the sky, eyes up in the sky, not focused on anything, and
Right.
bumping into everyone and everything in its path. And then when they touch something, like, what am I supposed to do with this? And you,
Or I'm
Richard, are
offended.
going, for fuck's sakes. Like,
Oh, right. Or
I
how
get
am
it.
I offended?
Well, right. I'm offended by your tone. Well then, oh well.
Hey, thank you, Deborah. That was very sweet.
Oh, thanks, Deb.
Um, the
Good, Deborah. Please focus on that. And so to answer your question, so you know how to get there now. To answer your question, 2023, actually, I think about around June of this next year.
this one. Okay, what's this one? Somebody said, my first time here. Hey, Felix and Felicia. Can I? Well, not a reading. We can't give you a reading, but we might be able to pick something up. If I made the right decision to take my brother to my new place so that I can have somebody with me.
Can you give me your brother's first name, please? Because that's how I'm going to read the energy of how it resonates.
Do you hear that, Felix, Felicia? Give us the first name, and I will look for it down here. Okay, here come the questions. We're gonna give us a second as we maneuver
so
here.
as I get
Andres. Okay.
Andres. Yes, but there needs to be a deadline.
A deadline.
Yeah, there needs to be a deadline as far as how long that connection needs to stay that way.
Huh.
And not because you're gonna go your separate ways and never speak again. It's more so about a spiritual contract that the two of you have, where you and he get him to this place, and this place feels good, but this is where he needs to learn that he has wings, spread them and fly. Yeah. And you're not supposed to babysit anymore.
Here's an interesting one. The crash. Are my nieces twins, Leilani and Lincoln, suffering from the loss of their great grandma and their nana? We can't get them to school consistently since the pandemic. Well,
I don't think that's the main factor. I think there's a little bit entwined with that. I figured that, Randy, when you said girl. But
there we go.
They're doing a twin connection thing, like boop, 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 and they're feeding off of one another. And one has boredom and one has fear. So they're connecting those two energies. And so they're resisting going back to school because that doesn't fit their narrative. And so you have to get them engaged with extracurricular activities outside of school, but that is designed for school. Only EI, example, hooked on phonics, because it will give them a way that's different of learning, but still be able to engage them and make them interested. So it's not lost, but yet I feel like the system that's in place right now doesn't work for them because it gave them too many options and not enough structure. And I feel like the twins also would benefit from structure. Get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, even on the weekends, have extracurricular activities, soccer, baseball, ballet, whatever, and structure with when they do their homework and all that sort of thing. And then you're going to start to see them flourish again and want to be a part of that age community. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tammy. And Tammy says, Lewis, I have a question. About 2020 summertime, I saw two lights round right above my fence at night. They joined, turned gold, and flew away. What was that? Lightning bugs on steroids. I was just thinking all in.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Laurie. I think you're a visited, Tammy.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
What can you? Oh, hang on. Maybe I
What do
can.
you want me to scroll?
RL.
RL had a millennial. That one.
Yes, that's exactly the throat punching situations.
Right.
So, but what you need to do is you need to tune out and glaze your eyes over and just go, have a good day, and proceed forward.
I mean,
And yes, Felix and Felicia, perfect. After graduation, let him fly with his new wings. And with Tammy, welcome to my world. This is like every day. 500,000 things all at the same time. Yeah, you were visited. You were being observed from a higher life form, and it wasn't about a UFO, but it was definitely about a connection with a higher life form, and it wasn't about let's probe and all that sort of thing. It was just okay. Oh, you get me. Your energy. Your energy. Oh, you're more. You're more enlightened. Oh, well, I'm using enlightened because that's a human word, but oh, you get me. So, good for you, Tammy. I love it.
you hear
There
that
was another
ding?
one.
I'm still trying to figure out where it came from.
What's that? What?
There was a ding. Did you hear it go ding?
Oh, that was my guest. He was just texting me saying that he's changing my emoji
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I
to
heard the
to a
ding.
crystal ball.
Thank you, Tammy, by the way, for the $10 tip. You're a sweetheart. And Lori Hall, hi. How are you, Lori? She's on Facebook and she says, looking for love. And we all are looking for love. I'm like, this is
Leave your
story.
estranged sister alone, Randy. There's a
Ooh.
reason for that, and you don't need to know about it yet, but you will, and you'll be thankful that you kept estranged. And he's going to do extremely well, Felix and Felicia. Like, this was the boot in the ass that he needed, because this is long overdue. So
This is Andres that she's talking about with the
yeah,
time limit.
I'm doing 3 readings at once.
I know. I'm confused. I'm going back and forth here. Going.
I know. They'll know what I'm talking about because I'm
Right.
just reading comments and I'm filling in everyone's spaces. Randy, romance. Randy,
I felt that way. Randy said I felt that way. And then was Lori talking about looking for love, which we all are.
Randy, romance.
I'm destined to be an old maid.
You are an old maid. Randy, you are so deserving of love. Like, it is so evident, but you set yourself up for failure. Get out of your own way. Stop feeling like anyone that pays attention to you is potential. Interview them. Take them out for a test drive. Slow your roll.
Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you.
Yeah,
I know. I'm going to ask you something.
Yeah.
I think he needs to go out.
Go out.
What I want to, I know he's whining now, but listen, I'm going to, can you take over for a little bit?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, everybody, Lewis is going to take over. I think he's really got to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring myself down and I'm going to let Lewis take over because you can see all the comments.
Yep.
And it's all right there. But my little dog, I think, is got to go out.
He's telling you something for sure.
He's telling me something for sure.
Yeah.
So everybody, here we go. Lewis is going to take over. I'm going to go walk Champers real quick.
So with Randy, I really feel like that you're almost putting yourself under a microscope and pressure. And even though you try not to, and you try to be more cool about future or potential romances, it's the thought processes are not serving you the best, and therefore it's sending signals to the universe to like bending the straw and not getting all the juice up into the straw for you to drink. So stop. Take the red hotline thing, trying to save everyone. You're not their therapist. And if you are, make sure you get paid, because that's the way it should work. And you do tend to attract wounded animals, the two-legged kind. And my philosophy on wounded animals, the two-legged kind, is if you see a wounded animal on the side of the road, run over it. If it's still twitching, back over it. Because the minute you take it home, you're going to nurse it back to health, it's going to bite you and run away. And that's been your MO. So, yeah. Can you read for yourself? No, I can't read for myself. And I know this is going to sound really weird. I'm not curious. I'm not curious about my future, because I really, how I've grown, not only as a human, but as a psychic medium, is to live in the moment. And so even when things may not go according to plan, I appreciate the journey that it took me on, even though it might have been a slap in the face or a knockdown or whatever. And so I don't really necessarily seek out readings. Every once in a while I will, but I really don't. And the reason why I can't read myself is because this is an ability that's supposed to be given to others and not used for myself, because then I'm still human. I need to fall down. I need heartbreak. I need love. I need all that sort of thing. But if I was constantly being able to read for myself, then I would avoid all of those bad things. And so therefore as a human, I wouldn't be fulfilling my soul contract for this life. So, yeah. Thank you, Angela. Well, doing my lives. Arts or business for my future? Why not both, Jane? Make them both. Why are you limiting yourself? Grand Rising, send me friend requests for your private. Oh, please, Rebecca, grow up. Hi, Dawn. Good message. I used to feed the strays on my back porch. Yeah, I know. And my mom said that's how I got all my boyfriends too, dragging home the strays. So true. And it's just one of those things where if you're not getting in touch with your value and your worth, not your core values, beliefs, but your core worth, then you're always going to set yourself up for the strays and all that sort of thing. And when it's like taking a car out if you're going to buy it first, you got to take it for a test drive. And so to get into healthy relationships, at least this time of our century, it's very much about, because I say this, I use this analogy as well about the bicep analogy. And so, you and your partner are walking down the street and, feeling good, and your partner has a 17-inch bicep, but then someone approaches you from towards you and they have an 18-inch bicep, and all of a sudden, boom, the partner's gone with the 18-inch bicep, because that's the better thing. And we don't know how to work out our issues. We'd rather just cut our losses and move on, not learn from anything, and then make the same mistake again. So we don't have any value in developing beautiful, positive relationships. We're a throwaway society. We tend to just, use for whatever length of time. And if we start feeling our entitlement, then we disconnect from the other person usually, and then it doesn't go to where it needs to grow. So, am I getting the full story from my oncologist or my prostate cancer? Yes and no. ER, yeah. ER. You're welcome, Jane. I really encourage you to take matters into your own hands as well, like using Western and Eastern philosophy medicines. And I feel like there's a diet change that will be significant with recovery and getting you out of this situation, or improving the situation is a better way to describe it. Because I feel like that the prostate cancer isn't just the only thing that's going around you. So yeah, I'm not saying seek a different opinion. I'm saying seek more to add to your village of health providing, especially taking matters into your own hands with what you can do. And I do feel like it's not the grimmest. There is there is more light to it. So you're going to definitely feel that you have an opportunity for a second chance. Hello, Mark Daniel Bebb. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My daughter Kayla, her hubby is supposed to get caught in July. Do you still see that it's still supposed to happen? Yeah. I mean, give or take a few days kind of vibe, but it seems to me like the crash that things are starting to really come to a head. Now, they're still slippery eels, but it does definitely feel like that when the chips fall, they are falling really hard and pretty significantly. So, yeah. What other questions do we have here? Yeah, Jane, there's a way that you can do both. Like, honestly, there's a way you can do both. You may not do both simultaneously in the beginning, but there does feel like there's a beautiful crossover with being in the arts and going into going into business business. So yeah. Any loved ones coming forward for me, Mark? You're welcome, Crash. I don't know if this is specifically for you, Mark. Who lost a younger female? There's a younger female that is hovering when I read your question, if that resonates with you. And it may not, again, be specifically for you, but she was the first one that showed up around me. So, and this is, like I said, a younger female, someone that wasn't of age, like wasn't aged. So, and there's also okay. So she's coming forward and she wants to tell everyone that she's okay. And I'm not sure if you knew her or barely knew her, but she says that she approves. You got her stamp of approval with dating her sister. So thank you, Diane. And again, enjoy your retirement. You so deserve it. You have helped so many people on your own beautiful journey, and thank you. So Diane said that she had to leave. I can't put comments up, but she just wanted to give me a shout out saying goodbye. So yeah, that's the one that first came through. Who, I'll get to you in a second, Randy. Mark, who was the boss that passed away? Hello, Lynn. I'm open to anything, Tammy, as far as guests come. So I would love to be able to pull people like you up and just have a little chit chat and kind of like more like a round table. Your girlfriend's family, Mark, really wants to come in because there's this boss person and like head of the family, matriarch, all that sort of good stuff. And she's just beaming ear from ear. And she just wants everyone to know that she's finally learned how to chill out. She's relaxed. Not that she wasn't happy before, but she's happy. And she is just loving afterlife. And again, she's also given the seal of approval. for you and her granddaughter. So, yeah. Do you have a male that passed away, Mark? Randy, your mom, like she's saying she had a miracle, that when she passed, it was like she was able to finally jump out of bed and have life. And it's like a brand new kind of like person energy. And she just so ecstatic. And she says that she's always around you, and she may not be able to feel anything, or feel but at the same time, you know, she's there, and she wants to confirm that is her. So it's one of those things where it's like, you're so connected to each other still. And she says, you got to believe more in yourself. She's like, you have bigger kahunas than what you think you do. So, let's see. Give me a more specific question, Lynn, because I'm having all these people that I'm switching really quickly with their energies. And so anything is like, give me a focus, please. My husband retired with the new owners. Will the new owners call and ask him to transition company? Hubby's name is Mark. I'll get to you, Mark Daniel. I'll get to you again. The new owners call and ask him to transition company. Honestly, I hope not. I think your Mark the Crash needs to disconnect. This needs to say, you know what? I'm done. You paid me out, and it's like, now it's time to figure it out. You need to transition. And if he does want to go back, double his fee. Plain and simple. Like, make it impossible for them to jump and to see how serious they are. Because again, I think he's avoiding something that is going to become a big mess, and he doesn't need to be in it. He's already done his work. So I'd be very hesitant about just, sure, I'll come back. So yeah, welcome back, Michael.
Sorry, I switched shirts because it is currently 40-mile-an-hour winds, which are crazy right now. I mean, the winds are very powerful, and it's 105, which in Celsius is 41. So it's 41 here right now, with winds blowing 40 miles per hour.
And we're in the desert.
That's why my hair looks like it. I mean, I was like, and of course, Champers decides in the middle of 40-mile-an-hour winds, 105 degrees or 41 Celsius. He takes the world's longest pee. He's just sitting there, but he had to go. He really had to go. So he was letting me, he had to go. And anyway, how was it while I was gone? I'm just looking at some of this stuff.
It was great. I'm still in the midst of everything.
Okay.
Mark Daniel, dad passed away. So between the time that he passed away into your present, you had a significant life shift. And it was like everything pulled you down and you got yourself out of it. And he wants to congratulate you. He is so freaking proud of you, Mark, that you deserve where you are now. It's still going to get better because you're still working it out, but you climbed out. Now you just need to stand up. So the next couple of years, you're going to have significant energy moving you forward in the best of ways. So I love that.
Awesome. What else? How are you? Did you carry on? Did you do well while I was gone?
Of course.
For people that I just see, a bunch of people have tuned in since I left, but I had to go. Champers had to go to the bathroom, and I live 30 floors above whatever. And so I took him out, and Lewis took over because we want Lewis is going to start doing his shows And so it's good stuff for you to do this. Let's see, who are we at? Rondi Bryson. Rondi used to be one of the managers of the Hawthorne place. Remember him?
Oh God, Randy, yeah.
Rondi.
Oh, Rondi, yes, Rondi, yes.
Yeah. I see the Rondi. And then I have no idea where you're at and where people.
I'm with Angela right now.
Okay.
Close to my dad. He died almost 20 years ago. Is he around me? Yep. And someone else asked me about. Laurie asked me about lights. So this is going to be okay, Angela. Your dad is around you a lot. He actually loves to play with your lights. And he also has something going on at the front of your house where the door is. So that's pretty cool. But he's always around you. But he doesn't necessarily like tap you on the shoulder, but he hovers. And yes, Laurie, both do communicate through lights, but your dad is more talkative through the lights. So your husband is butterflies and small insects. Hello, Carol. You're very welcome, Randy. Thank you. Thanks, Crash. You're welcome. Oops. Where are we?
I don't know. I can't. You're ahead of me.
Okay, so James, you're empathic, so of course you're going to feel your loved ones around you. So absolutely. Whenever something happens around you, or whenever you get a heads up in your higher mind, just pay attention to that, James, because that's who it is, the first person that you think of, kind of thing. So Coco, a dear animal friend of mine, passed a few years ago. News from Coco that might want to come through. Randy, Coco is running like a holy terror. I'm not sure if Coco had some mobility issues near the end, but is just running, and just very enthusiastic about running. And I'm not sure if you got a new fur baby or think about getting a fur baby. Coco approves.
Have you talked to Nayela Rainey about her father?
Not yet. I'm too ahead. I'm too up from her.
Okay, then I'll just let you go. I didn't know where you left off. I just thought
I'm at Richard now.
Okay.
I've never felt a need to part loved ones around me, but sometimes find dimes. Dimes are absolutely signs from spirit, but typically dimes are found shortly after someone passes, within the first couple of months, really. So that you're finding dimes still, Richard, is just actually how well you are connected. But for you though, you don't necessarily need to feel or sense your loved ones around you. And I'll tell you a story. My grandfather, who passed away, was like my father. And we did everything together. Like when he used to work for the MTO, which is the motor transportation. And so when he worked nights, I would go with him because he'd be the only one there. And so we did everything together. And when he died, I was obviously devastated. But then I also thought that he would be the one to communicate with me because, hey, I'm a medium. And I'm waiting and he wasn't showing up. And I finally went, screw it. I'm going to search him out.
Right.
I found him. I said, why aren't you coming to me? I hear all of these stories from your daughters. He had 9 kids, 6 girls, 3 boys. All your daughters dream about you and all that sort of thing. And I was like considered the 10th child. And you're not around me. And I loved you more than dirt. And he's like, because what you need in your life, I can't provide for you. I'm like, well, that sucks, but it makes sense.
Right.
So I know he watches out, but he's not going to be tapping me on the shoulder. So
right.
Okay, I'm not Nayela.
Okay, hold on. Where is it? There it is. There it is.
With my son who is struggling, is he aware because I haven't been able to connect to my father lately? Okay. Nayeli. And I hope I'm saying your name right. Your father, even if he was able to connect and help you with your son, he's not able to. This is something way beyond that scope of what your son needs. And if your son can get into bereavement counseling and getting into support groups about loved ones that have passed away, then that's going to help him connect. This unfortunately / fortunately, for your son is a significant, and I want to stress significant, life lesson that he needs to come even at his age, because it's going to serve his greater purpose later on. So your father is actually helping him by not. And that may not make sense right away. But it will for your son down the road. So please just keep praying that your son finds all the right tools and meets all the right people to help him navigate his journey. And that is where his life success will be, because of what he learned, what he gathered, and what he will be able to teach down the road. So this is very much full of love. So yes. Will my business be successful? This is my 3rd year. Yes, but you're going to have to rejig it. And when you rejig it, and this is not an overhaul, FYI, it's a rejig. And I think you're trying to offer too much and trying to please everyone, and so you're spreading yourself too thin. Cut it down. For example, services. You have 100 services. Cut it down to 3, and you will be more successful than ever before.
Nayeli said, it makes sense because my father was a drug and alcohol counselor, former alcoholic, and my son is struggling with alcohol. So it makes sense that he needs to learn the lesson on his own. Whoa. There you go.
And, to add to that, your father, will be there when your son starts to connect the dots for other people that have addiction struggles. So again, I like your dad was connecting with me with full of love. So yeah.
Going down the list here. Let's see what else. Somebody had a genealogy thing. Hold on. Let me see.
Deborah, I've found some half siblings of my dad. Do you see me finding any more siblings? Is there 3, Deborah? If you can start just bringing up, do you know where I am on the list, Michael?
You are at, where are you on the list right now?
Do you see it? Do you see the Deborah question?
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. It was just there. Yeah, right here.
Okay,
genealogy.
Yeah. So if you can start bringing them up for me, because
okay, gotcha.
So that I can see her comment, because I'm scrolled up, so I
was
can't
getting rid of a person trying to screw people over. Okay, there it is.
So yeah, so I think there's 3. Do you know of 3 so far, Deborah? Because if you don't, then you're gonna get 3. So, all right. You're welcome, Natalie.
There's would love a message. I'm a newbie. I don't know. That's so. You got to be a little bit more.
Please, right now, because I'm reading so many people all at once, please give me more of a specific question, because it's just hard to. It takes me time to tap into your energy about. Right. Please give me something.
So do not just say, "Do you see anything? Is there anything for me?" No, be a little bit.
Welcome, Haley. Thank you for coming in. You're welcome, Laurie.
You just got to help us here. It makes sense.
Yeah, same thing, JD. Please give me more of a specific. Hello, Toomey.
I'm trying to go here. Toomey, hello. Hi, Toomey. How are you? Here we go. Another comment. Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah. So there's going to be one more, Deborah, that you're going to find, but no, Haley, please. Thank you for even commenting, because a lot of people don't comment, and so please don't be sorry. Please don't be sorry. I just right now is just like it's
all coming through.
It's a movie theater, and everyone's talking at the same time.
And that happens here. That happened the last time you were on.
Yeah.
And then I let you take over while I was downstairs doing a pee break with the dog.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Okay, JD. So JD. Oh, so who are you at now? Were you at?
Okay,
so Haley.
Signs I'm seeing from my dad.
Where's this at?
Do you have like crazy squirrels are crazy, but do you have crazy squirrels that you've witnessed, JD? Something to do with squirrels. Jamie, I want you to go yesterday.
Go. Jamie. Haley or Jamie?
Toomey.
Gotcha.
Yeah, JD, what about these squirrels? These things, yeah, to me, I want you to go to Kuwait because Kuwait's a springboard for you. That will help get you. Yeah, there's robins, but wait for the squirrels because the squirrels can be more predominant because your dad had a really wicked sense of humor, and you're going to be finding humor when you watch squirrels. So robins are to get your attention because they're squawky, but the squirrels are going to be something about, wait for that. So yeah, to me, Kuwait's a springboard for you where you're going to start to finally get recognized for your truest potential of what you offer. And of course you can, Marianne, but please give me one specific question because I'm tuning into too many energies right now to just try to focus on one general kind of thing. So, but yeah, to me, this is hot. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's going to be, there's going to be challenges for you. But again, this is more so about, this is going to be more so about even pushing your own limits and even recognizing what you're made of. So this is a two-factor on a personal level, but on a career level as well. Yeah, like your JD, your dad has the devil in his eye. Like he has that glint of ha, and I love that, and he still does. So you're very welcome, Richard.
Okay, hold on, going back here. Okay, there. Okay, so Marianne comes in with, "Is there a man in my future?" It could be the milkman. It could be.
Right. Have you gone shopping?
Right. I know these are when you're not. That's such a broad thing because it could be.
There is okay. So I see a split screen with that question, Marianne. On one side, yes. On the other side, no. And the reason why I see a split screen is because you won't need a relationship to learn what you need to learn with the rest of your life. So a relationship for you would simply be bonus. It would just be, more love, more whatever. But you don't need a relationship to learn a big, huge life lesson like many of us do. And I'm the same way. I don't need to be in a relationship. I don't have relationship learning. I'm in a relationship, but it's something that isn't designed for me to go into that learning about love or something like that. So, yes, there is a potential relationship with you, but it's not going to be a conventional relationship. I feel it's going to be a little bit more on the adult kind of relationship where it's like, I have my place, you have your place. We keep things separate, but yet we're together. And I think that's just gorgeous. So.
Oh, Hippie Lives Matters back. Hey, Hippie Lives. We love Hippie Lives.
Hi, Hippie Lives.
I don't know if you've met him yet. He showed up a couple weeks ago. Oh, by the way, Toomey says, "Thank you so much. I think this is all I've been waiting to hear. My mother," where did it go? Hold on. "My mother just keeps making me doubt the offer because of her fears, but thank you."
And that's your mother lives in fear 100, like all the time. Please do not listen to her narrative because she's doing it out of love and she thinks that she's keeping you safe. You don't need safety. You need experiences. So get the hell on that plane and start living your life.
There we go. Kathleen Sidday. Happy Sunday. I was wondering about a new business I'm launching, Dog Tree Bakery. My website is right, but I'm pushing through. Am I on the right path? I'm feeling a little bit flustered.
Is this going to be more about like a little bit more of a higher end or more of like an organic or natural kind of thing, Kathleen?
It sounds like it would be just by the name.
You're welcome, Marianne.
So she'll get back to us. You realize, everybody, there's like a 7 to 10 second delay.
Yeah.
So we understand what's going on here. Happy Lives Matters, just giving us lots of things. Let's see, hold on. Organic.
Okay, yeah. So you're on the right track. Your website is driving you nuts because you're not a web designer. Find one. Stop trying to be a one-person show. That's what you've done all your life. I get it. But now is the time to build that village that will help you be as successful, if not more than what you think you should be.
Mm.
So Muffin Mutts Bakery. I love it.
That's
Love
the
it.
name of it?
Yeah.
I call it Muffin Mutts. I love that name. Muffin Mutts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go back up here. Haley said, just to clarify, I'm wanting to move to a different area in the UK, Cornwall, away from past trauma and memories for a fresh new start.
Haley, you came later on in the show, but we talked about 5 minutes about the Duchess of Cornwall.
Yes, we did. Oh my God, we did. Oh, that was too funny.
Can you put her question back up, Michael?
Who's that?
Haley.
Wait a minute, hold on. This one right here, just to clarify.
Yeah. Okay, sweetie, I'm going to get real here with you. I do enjoy the fact that you want to move, and I do feel like Cornwall would be good for you. But please do yourself the biggest favor and get rid of those past traumas. If you can't get rid of them, start healing from them. They're going to follow you no matter where you go in this world. And that is on a more significant level for your higher good than healing and forgiving the people that has done the past traumas. I don't give a shit about them. But this is more so about, if you truly want a fresh start in a new city, in a new area of the UK, then you have to start making sure that there's no more commas in your sentences. There's only periods. You've crossed your T's, you dotted your I's, you've done the work yourself, if that means including in a therapy session or a life coach or whatever, please. But you're not going to move without taking your luggage with you. And so this is why it's so important for you, before you move, start the healing process first, and then you will be successful.
Jimmy said, it seems like you know me and my mom the way you just described her. Am I allowed to ask more questions?
Sure.
Let's see. Who's Aro?
Ara. Why aren't you self-employed, Ara? Come on. Stop living in your fear and put what your mama gave you out there. There's a reason why you're unemployed, is because you're looking in the wrong direction. Great, Haley. I didn't want to imply that you're, just running away, but this is a time for you, Haley, to dig in even more. And as painful as what it's going to be to pry off those scabs, that's the only way you're going to heal, is to just rip it off, deal with it, move on. So, yeah. You're going to get into some sort of corporate stuff, Kathleen. So you're going to have corporations, connections that alone will make it successful. But with everything else that you're doing, as far as anyone that has a fur baby will be drawn to you. And you might want to check out if you're allowed to ship certain products because of the ingredients that you're using overseas, or for example, from the US to Canada or something like that, because I do feel like that there is a broader spectrum range of who you can attract. So
Lewis, Triple Crown.
I don't know the legal or the financially legal word for this, so I'm going to try to explain it to you. I do see you avoiding bankruptcy, but I do see you going to some sort of consolidation. I don't know if that means financial aid, if that's a consolidation.
Credit consolidation.
Yeah. And so I do feel like that there's a breath of fresh air coming for you, where you're going to feel like you're not drowning anymore. So,
by the way, I haven't done this since I've been on here. Thank you, Tammy, for pointing this out. Anybody wants to get a formal reading, you go to lewismabee.com. Right there. I'm putting it up. And if you go to lewismabee.com, and then if you go on the YouTube page that this is on, when we're done, you can see the link there, and it's pretty cool. So let's see.
And thank you, Tammy. You know what, Aura? Blessings to you for getting out of Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
Of course, it's been challenging. But again, you are a self-made person. Do not punch anyone else's clock. It just won't be worth it for you. You'll always feel like you're missing something, like you're not fulfilled. Self-employment is the only way to go for you.
How you doing, Lewis?
I'm good.
Okay, it's an hour and 34
I
minutes.
had the afternoon open, so
Right, but I'm sure you did.
we need to make up for your couple of weeks off for
It's fine.
for the minutes. So
yeah, no, I do need the minutes, but yeah. So I'm just looking. This is so worth an hour. Aura says thank you. For those of you tuning in, my guest is psychic medium intuitive Lewis Mabee. It's one of those shows where if you got a question, throw it into the chat, into the comments there, or the chat box there. And Lewis sometimes just picks things up, and I have to keep up with him because he'll have 3 different things going on at the same time. And I'm like, trying to catch up. But we are at 1 hour and 35 minutes. And there you go. Marianne says, what is this now? How will I use my psychic abilities? What do you mean, Marianne? Do you have it?
I think for you, it's going to be more about healing, but not necessarily like in a Reiki kind of way. I think it's going to be more about having messages or impressions, intuition, all that sort of good stuff. But I feel like the focus won't necessarily be, or the larger focus won't necessarily be what I do. You will, but maybe not like this is like a full-time job. But I do feel like there's a healing component for you, Marianne, and there could be something to do with like school or courses that you design to help people nurture their psychic abilities. So
wow.
Yep, hippie.
Hippie's one of our colorful folks that pops in. He was in here a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Poster child.
Okay. If you got, and like I said, if you got something you want to throw in here, you can. We actually have a nice group of people. Mainly, most of the people are from Esther Goldberg TV. There's a few people from Esther Goldberg. There's a couple people from Politics as a Drag, and a few people. Oh, more people coming in from the Paul Lind page, which is.
Really Are you just pulling up your pants right now, Georgette? Sorry. It's something to do with like you just went through some sort of event, and it's kind of left you depleted. Because your dad's talking to me about he's going to help pump you up. He's going to help pick you up, dust you off, and push you forward again. So, he's a very proud papa for you. And he is saying to me, and again, this is his version. It may not be how you might remember things. Give me a question, Russell. But he's like, I wasn't able to, he felt like he didn't say I love you enough, or that he wasn't always available for you growing up because he's taking care of things. But he definitely wants you to know that he's there and he's going to push your butt forward.
I'm sorry, the crash just went through something similar. Let's see. Okay, hide the current one.
I want to go to free GMO. I want to go to GMO. Okay, what is with this whimper? What is with this like cry? Just before Penelope passed. That's the free GMO. I know there's a delay, but
right.
Oh, that would make sense, Marianne, with the healing. Absolutely, 100%. You know, for example, the day that my grandmother died, she was in hospice. She had a Reiki session, and she's finally able to let go. So that's the healing. That would totally make sense. and you'll connect them somehow, some way, even though you may not be hired as a healer. There's a connection there.
Okay,
To me,
let me
are you
go
tired? I keep giving the father of my son chances after breaking up. Why are you giving him chances? Your son doesn't need that shit. Like you're there's your son is, and this is not you as a parent, okay? You're a great parent. Just saying that right away, to me. But you're playing a dangerous game by thinking that your ex is going to show up healthy. He's not. If there's communication, it should only be about your son, and that is it. That bugger off. He's never going to grow up. He's always going to have Peter Pan syndrome. Okay, so that's probably where I'm going back to free GMO. So that's probably where I'm getting the whimper. She is like full on energy. She's coming back to me like a Mexican jumping bean. And she's like just so excited. When she gets excited, she shows, I mean, all animals show their excitement, but she was like on steroids, excitement. And she's just so happy to have this connection with you. And she says, do not feel guilty that you had to make a decision. She says you made the right decision, and I was ready to go.
Did you see Lee's?
No.
Okay. This one here.
I started a nonprofit to help those living long-term care. COVID has been a huge barrier to accessing funding, as well as providing services to finding a way to make this nonprofit successful. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be as successful as it stands, as it is. I feel like there's some sort of revamping on certain things, and unfortunately, someone's coming to you willing to work with you, but they want to be in control, and they want to take their narrative in to that control. And you might feel like you may not have all of the, it might go in a different direction than what you wanted it to go. So if you want to move forward in that realm and have these investors around you, you have to make it very clear in writing, legal writing, that this is the agenda. Because I feel like someone's coming in saying, yeah, wank. And then once they're able to get in a position because of maybe money they contribute, whatever, they're going to want to put their agenda together. So it's going to be an up and down battle. If you are prepared for that, you will have success, but you have to maintain the structure of why you did this. So thank you, Kayla.
I'm trying something out here, see if it works.
JD, you're missing a noun, I think. Would my want to tell me anything after finding his notes? Will retirement suit me, Russell? Yes. With a caveat. Go do things that make you happy. Go explore. Go get curious.
Who are you talking to on this one?
Russell Todd.
Okay. And no, Irene, I don't know that person. Sorry.
Well, I need surgery on my fractured left ankle.
Okay.
At this point, it doesn't look like it, but there is potential only because of if it doesn't set properly or if you go over on it again kind of thing, then that's the disconnect.
Okay.
Hello from Northern Ireland. Oh, Northern Ireland, Julia. I don't do cards, Julia, but can you please give me one specific question, because I'm doing too many people and they're all different energies. So I would love to give you, I'd love to answer a question, but please have a question. Would my Would my dad, sorry. Would my dad want to tell me anything after finding his notes? I hope this makes sense.
See what I did at the bottom?
Oh yeah, I'm just noticing your banner. He's no longer embarrassed. Yeah, he's no longer embarrassed, JD. Can you get rid of Lex Frere?
Hold on. Oh God, I've been. That's what I've been sitting here doing.
I know,
There's
I've
been
been
a lot of them
noticing-
coming in.
yeah.
Gotcha. Hold on.
Thank you, Marianne. Stephanie San Augustine, any guidance on my career? Please?
Northern Ireland. Hey, Northern Ireland.
Yeah, she's like, no, you needed to do this because I was just going to get worse and it would just tear more at you, free GMO. So Penelope's in a much better place now. Steph, any guidance on my career, please? Right now, Stephanie, just stay the course. I think you need more information that will come to you to put the puzzle piece together because you're missing a few puzzle pieces. So you will be keep doing what you're doing. Pay attention, be alert. And I don't mean necessarily at work. I mean just in general, because it feels to me like there's information coming at you, maybe through a friend source or something, or a connection source that is going to be like, oh, look over there. And you're like, oh, okay. So I know it's not where you need to be or should be, but there is a career change for you, but not right now because it has to catch up with where you are. It's still being planned. So
we had a bunch of people sign in, and if you're new and you're signing in for the first time, my guest is psychic medium intuitive, the incredible Lewis Mabee. We just had a bunch of people pop in.
Oh,
and
cool.
So I just wanted to let them know what's going on. I'm Michael Airington, your host, but Lewis is my guest. And if you've got a question, plop it into the comment section, but be precise. Don't go, could you read me? That's really stupid.
It's just because I'm reading so many people right now, right. and what most times when I do a reading with just a one-on-one, there's like a gaggle of spirits that are already in the room communicating with me.
Right.
So when I have like 10, 12 questions right now, my room's full. So please just ask a specific question so that it is easier for me to tap into the energy and get you what you need. So,
and I'm trying to keep up.
Right.
I don't know where you're at right now.
I'm Mary Ann. Oh, thank you, Mary Ann.
In Northern Ireland, thank you for checking in, Julia Jones from Northern Ireland. You know, if you've got you said you love a card or a message, give us something specific.
Yep,
Julia. Okay. Wonderful.
I'm on Kathleen City about her son Richard. He will. This is a 5-year turn for him. Not that he has to wait for 5 years before he gets his life in order. It's just started, and I want you to do yourself a favor with this, Kathleen. Don't check in as often as you want to, because Richard, the way that Richard learns is through physical. He's not a common sense learner. There's many of people like that. You know, you'll go, Richard, don't touch the stove, it's hot. Richard's going to go over to the stove and touch it to see how hot it actually is. So common sense learning isn't for him. He's a physical learner. So he's going to do it his way. And that's not the way that you want it to happen. So that's why I'm saying don't tap into it as often, because you'll be in a straitjacket. And I want you to just look. And again, with the second part of that, with his relationship, save the relationship. Maybe the relationship isn't meant to be saved after he starts doing what he's supposed to be doing. So again, let things fall into place, and you're gonna see the Richard that you know there's potential in. Julia, is my partner here in spirit? Can you give me your partner's name, Julia? Just so I can pick up on the energy, because there's actually quite a few spirits around you that's passed away. Hello, Rhonda.
Okay,
And
Timmy got
then,
a friend to tune in. They've joined us in the conversation.
thank you, Jimmy. Do you think I will go anywhere with the company I am with? I'm MJ. Yeah, but I think that company is going to be more like a springboard. To be honest, you'll do well, but I think it's gonna show you how, what kind of teeth you can cut for yourself, and it's going to make you more hungry and thirsty and all that sort of thing. So, Kayla, thank you, Kayla. My stepdad passed away from COVID before he was put on a ventilator, and he asked us to please don't give up on him. On me. Does he know we did absolutely everything? Okay, so yes, he boom right away. He's here and he's like, I am sorry that I put you into that position, because he says I was fearful because I didn't know what death was. And now that he's passed, he's like, I feel better than I've ever did before. And he says, I don't know what I was waiting for. If I knew now what I knew then, I would never ask you guys to pause your lives to look after me. He says, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know that you guys turned granulars of sand upside down to see if there was anything to do. But he says, the best thing that ever happened to me is to let go.
Mm.
And so he has no regrets, and he doesn't want any of you to ever think that he could have hung on longer than what he did. So, yeah. Julie. I don't think your son's suicidal, but I do feel like he puts himself into tendencies like that. I feel like he needs to be removed from his environment. And I don't necessarily mean home life. I mean social life. And because I feel like he's getting sucked down into other people's sewers. And so he's not seeing the sun on his face. So, yeah. But I think that but he also needs to learn healthy habits. But not spoon-fed. He needs to learn them. So that means that he's going to have to fall down a few times, just like you have and we all have. He will always have challenges regarding his mental health, but if he starts to learn to understand his triggers and takes himself away when he gets triggered, he will do just fine. Exactly, JD. I mean, he's a very proud man, and he was always strong. But yeah, he had this persona, and so now that he's like, it's kind of like when you're in a new relationship and one of the people finally fart, and it's like, okay, the honeymoon stage is over. Like your dad's like that now. He's like, I'm gonna let it all hang out. So
too funny.
I can't remember what I was talking about with Julia.
It was about her spirit. Julia asked, hold on, where was it? Is my partner here in spirit? And you asked the name, and she said,
Thomas. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a gaggle of spirits over there, Julia. He is around you, and he says, my love for you will never die. And but he says, you do better when you're able to be with someone. And so if you need permission to move on or to be in a relationship, there it is. I don't know what this means, and maybe you will know, maybe you won't know. He's picking his teeth, but it's like tongue in cheek picking his teeth. So it's not because he had bad teeth or anything like that. So
everybody's saying thank you. Okay, one more.
If your sister, Rhonda, RL, yeah, your sister needs to get over it. I mean, because you have the opportunity of having the veil between the two worlds thinner than her. That's why you saw her husband. It's not like he's trying to avoid her, although I wouldn't blame him why. But but at the same time, it's like, no, she needs to get over it. Like, he doesn't want to come to her because she doesn't want to believe in it. Like, I'm not believe in it, but believe that that's him. And she's so wound up in her fear and anxiety. He's like, I don't want to cause more. So it's like, I'm sitting back. Exactly, Rhonda. On the 9th of June, it was my late grandmother's birthday, past 10 years ago. Can she be with us in spirit? Is she happy with me? Were you her suck to me? Because it seems to me like, I know grandparents aren't supposed to have favorites, but it seems to me like you and your grandmother had a really cool, really cool connection. And she's very happy with you, that's for sure. She's also trying to say something about like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. She's like saying, don't listen to your mother. That's basically what she's saying. She was telling me a story, but she's like, don't listen to your mother, go. She's very like, yeah, totally. So yeah, she says, I'm coming with you, so don't worry, you won't be alone. Very cool.
Okay, we're hitting 2 hours.
All right, let's wrap it up.
I want to yak at you afterwards, so don't leave, because we do. Everybody, I want you all to give a big hands up for Lewis.
Thank you.
So now, Lewis, you're going to London when?
The end of this month.
Right. Okay. And then you'll be gone for how long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So when you come back, we're going to start. We're going to start gearing you into your own show on YouTube, which we'll start by doing my show here, a shorter version, and then move everybody over to you so that they can sign up, subscribe to you, and we can put all that stuff up here. And we can also do that in the promo that we do for you as well, so that they're all prepared. Give it up for Lewis Mabee, everybody. Maybe he might pop back on before he goes to London. We never know, because most of our shows are always at the last minute. Everybody, those who tipped, thank you. That was very sweet of you. Carol, Angela, Toomey, Deborah, Eileen, Julia, all of you, give it up for Lewis.
Thanks, everyone.
We are what a great show. 2 hours. Well, we're almost 2 hours. We're 1 hour, 57 minutes, 1 hour and 58 minutes. Anyway, I'm Michael Airington. I'll be back next Sunday, and I think Esther's coming in the middle of the week.
Oh.
She just had her hair done.
Oh, she got it set.
She had her hair done, so she's coming on. See everybody later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.